So we have some of the common functions and their derivatives here. So the first function is x raised to any power n. So when you're taking the derivative, so first of all you have to write the power multiplied with x raised to the same power but minus 1. Instead of that power, we'll be having one power reduced. So for example, if the function it's given as x cubed here, and when we are taking the derivative of this x cubed, how it has to be done means, first you'll be writing down d by dx x cubed. So we have to write first the power outside, and this should be multiplied with x raised to the same power minus 1. So it will be 3x, instead of 3 it will be 3 minus 1, and 2 it will be x squared. So the differentiation of x cubed is 3x squared. So for example, same way you can find out the differentiation of x squared also. So it will be 2x raised to 2 minus 1, so it will be 2x. Same way we can find the differentiation for many other terms. So another important one is the differentiation of root x. We will be using it in many of the questions. So what is the power of root x? It is x raised to half. So square root, it can be written as half. So first you have to write down the power outside multiplied with x raised to the same power minus 1. So it will be half x. So what is half minus 1? It will be minus half. So in order to remove this minus sign, what we'll be doing means, we can just change it to the denominator. So to remove the minus sign, we have to take the variable to the denominator. It's in the numerator now, so it goes to the denominator. And to remove the half, what we have to do means, we have to take the square root of the x. So instead of half, it will be square root and x inside. So the derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x. Another important derivative which we have to use is the derivative of 1 by x. So first what we have to do, we can apply the same first formula itself to find the derivative. So when we are taking this x in the denominator to upside, it will change to x raised to, it's going upside, so minus 1. Right, when it goes from denominator to numerator, you have to just change the sign of the power. So here the power is 1, so when it goes to the numerator, it becomes minus 1. So now you can apply the same formula as this one. So the power multiplied with x raised to the power, and one more time we have to subtract 1, so minus 1. So it will be minus 1 times x raised to minus 1 would be minus 2. So in order to remove this negative sign, we can take it from the numerator to the denominator. So it will be 1 by x squared. So it will be minus 1 by x squared. So the differentiation of 1 by x is minus 1 by x squared. You are changing the sign, and instead of x, we are having x squared when you are taking the differentiation of 1 by x. So like that, some other important functions are there. For sine, the derivative is cos. For cos, it's minus sign. There's a trick here. Sine and cos are like opposites, and tan, it will be sec squared x, and cot, it will be minus cosec squared x, and for sec, it is sec x tan x, and cosec x, it will be minus cosec x cot x. These are the derivatives. Actually, if you check, there's a rule here. The ones which are starting, the functions which are starting with c, right, cos, cot and cosec, their derivatives are actually negative. So the cos derivative is negative, cot also it's negative and cosec also negative. The other three, their derivatives are positive. So you can remember it like that also. So some other important formulas are here. So if we are having the function as f of x as a constant, the derivative of it will be 0. For example, if they are asking what is the derivative of, let's say 3 is a constant number, right? It's not a variable, so the derivative of this will be 0 itself. So instead of 3, if you are having root 2 pi, anything like this, the derivative of root 2 is 0, derivative of pi with respect to x is 0. So then I have made like a general rule. So the derivative of 1 by x, it's minus 1 by x squared. We are using this formula here, x raised to n. If that is the f of x, then the derivative can be written as nx raised to n minus 1. So we are applying the same formula to get this, but we know 1 by x, root x, all these are very common things. So using the same formula you can derive this. 1 by x will be minus 1 by x squared, x will be, the derivative of x will be 1. So if you are having derivative of this one, right, x, it will be 1 itself, because you check the numerator and denominator, they are same itself, right? So it's actually equal to 1. We are using this formula here. So the power of x is 1 here. So first, according to this formula, the power will be 1 multiplied with the x raised to the power 1 minus 1. So it will be 1 x raised to 0 into x raised to 0. So we know any variable or any number raised to 0 will be 1 itself. So the final answer will be 1. So if they are asking the derivative of 2x, in this case what we can do means we can take the 2 outside the derivative and just take the derivative of x. So this part will be 1. So it will be 2 into 1. So the answer will be 2. So like that you can find for 2x, 3x, x by 2, anything like that. When the constant comes alone, the derivative will be 0. If it comes along with x, something like that, so the derivative of it will not be 0. You have to take the derivative with respect to the x part only, and you can write the constant multiplied with the derivative as we did here. So for root x, it will be 1 by 2 root x.